Dover Castle. How wonderful. Hi, welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to take you for a walk. We're going to go along the White Cliffs of Dover. I'm going to take you from the visitor centre, which is run by the National Trust. I think the whole grounds are owned by the National Trust, all the way to South Foreland Lighthouse. So I think it should take, I think the walk itself is 5.9 kilometres, which is 3.0666 miles as a circular route. So from the visitor centre to the lighthouse and then back again. And there are multiple paths that you can take, but come along and enjoy the walk. And there's some interesting things to see as you do the walk. It's not particularly strenuous, although there are some dips and troughs that we have to navigate. So let's approach the, what do you call it, the ticket office, the gate. I think it'll be open. We shall see. Please pay for parking here, show your membership card. So it's free parking for members, and I've got my card, and it's £5 for a car, motorhome 7, coaches 10. So more or less free. The walk itself is free, so we'll see how we get in. Morning.
Hello there. Thank you.
Thanks very much. So once you're in, it's just a case of finding somewhere to park. They've got some excellent parking at the top. You can park just on the right here if you can find a slot, but it's very tight parking. But what I like to do is get up to the top by the visitor centre. There's no parking here anyway. It looks like it's going to be a busy one today, folks. So lots of people, and you can anticipate a lot of people at this place. My car's making a humming noise. I'm not sure what it is. So let me park up and we'll start the journey or the walk. So you can start your walk here at the visitor centre, which I'll just poke the camera inside so you can have a quick look. Is a cafeteria and a National Trust shop. We'll visit this later. We'll come back and hopefully get a coffee. We'll see how it is. So as I said, it was like a 5.9 kilometre circular walk, 3.63 miles. And you can start the journey the other side of the visitor centre there, following the footpath. But what I like to do is head down here and start the path journey just on the cliff edge. Now I think it's part of the coastal path walk that goes all the way around the UK. It's supposed to take 35-40 minutes. You know, I can get a move on. I will probably edit the video. You don't want to see a 40-minute walk, do you? I've got the GoPro and the DJI, so POV to me, POV for you. Should be good. Now, as I mentioned, there's quite a few interesting aspects. Don't want to go that way. I'm going up this way. And the reason is we start the walk, we get a view of the castle, Dover Castle behind me. So it's quite nice. So there's the visitor centre. And just down there is the Port of Dover. They say that when you put a video out on YouTube, you shouldn't date it. But today is the 1st of January 2024, so a nice brisk New Year's Day walk. Because if you take the path from the visitor centre, it just comes out by the path up there, you miss this. And it's a lovely kind of, if I can get through, a through gate because it gives you that view with the castle in the background, and it looks enchanting and magical. But then if you just come up here, it joins the footpath through there. And I think what it is making the most of the walk so that you don't choose route A and come back route A. Does that make sense? Because when I come back, I just want a coffee and I want to go into the visitor centre. But if you come out here, you get this lovely view of the channel. Look at the sun's rays coming down. And the port. Now it's one of the busiest waterways, channels in the world. Thousands of tons of shipping through here every year. And I guess the GoPro's probably not picking it up. I can with my naked eye see France just ahead. Maybe I'll zoom in. It's 4K, it should work, shouldn't it? And you've got kind of like a telescopic thing here. Now, coming out of the visitor centre just there, you can follow the footpath up there, goes up past the HM Coast Guard lookout thing with the radar, and then you can drop down into Langdon Bay or Langdon Hull. But what I like to do is go along this footpath here. So we're going to walk on the cliff edge. It's kind of a narrow route, and if any other people come towards me, then I'll have to give way. I say give way, it sounds like I'm driving a car, doesn't it? I'll have to move over to the side because it's really only one. But this path, you can, where all those people are, you can go up there, and then this footpath here joins it at the far end. Ravens. Are they ravens or crows? Wow, look at the view of the castle from here. That's nice. Yeah, so this is going to be a meandering walk along the cliff all the way to the lighthouse. We have got, what have we got? Langdon Hull. There's Langdon Bay, where there's the remains of a shipwreck, which I'll talk about when we get there. Then you get to Crab Bay. Then you get to Fan Bay. Whoa, look at this. This is another footpath there, but that footpath is actually closed, so you can't go beyond it. You've got Fan Bay, and in Fan Bay there's another shipwreck, which it says you can see the remains of the ship. I've never seen it, but I'll talk about that when we get there. Then you've got the Fan Bay shelters. What a view, eh? Who wouldn't want to walk along this lovely path right on the cliff edge? It's fascinating. So yeah, you can see the people up there. They're actually, that's the footpath. But this is nice. I mean, I'm close to the edge here, but it's not a windy day and it's not raining. Some folk down there. This was also known as Hellfire Corner during World War II because of the shipping. And from France straight across there you can see the two tankers. Can you see the outline of France? So you had all the Heinkels and the Dorniers and the Junkers, Ju-87s, the Stukas, all flying over here to bombard British airfields, that kind of thing. Battle of Britain, Hellfire Corner. May through September. September 15th, wasn't it? The worst day and the last day. Never in the field of human conflict has so much been owed to so many by so few. Sir Winston Churchill. Yeah. Okay, no waffling, just walk you along here. So we get the iconic view, the edge of the cliffs there, That is Langdon Bay down there, and you can just about make out some step ladders. And there is a zigzag path. I'll point it out when we get to it. But the tide is in, you can't see the shipwreck. Now just down there are the remains of the SS Falcon. At the base down there. So when the tide is low, you can actually see the kind of steel carcass and the ribs of it. A couple of pictures here. That's the shipwreck. We'll do the other shipwreck later. So another route you can take is, you know where we started the walk, you could take the right hand bend where I was filming and take a lower path which comes along here, and then it joins the Langdon Hull paths. Now if you go straight up, you can actually get to the service road that leads to South Foreland Lighthouse, and it's totally flat, so no ups and downs. You just follow the road. I might come back that way, but then again I might not. But I'm going to go down here. Now what National Trust have done all the way along now, they've created this gravel footpath. A lot of people were up in arms. It's like, oh no, you've ruined it. The Irish ferry going out now. You know, because normally you have a natural walk, so it would be footpath through grass, that kind of thing. Look at that Langdon Hull. Looks amazing. A couple of mounds where it would have had a gun battery. There's a gun battery over on that one. Irish ferry going out. Yeah, so what was I saying? Lots of people were up in arms about the fact that they've created these footpaths, but to me, they're actually very convenient, and it makes the walk all that much better because you're not overdoing it, you know, you're just following a footpath around. Yeah, look at this, Langdon Hull. Now, did you know White Cliffs of Dover are actually called Langdon Cliffs? And it's this whole area, the area of Langdon. I'm showing you the footpath. I should be showing you the whole. I could drop down there, follow the footpath down, and that's where you'd get to. Oh, I might do it. I'll walk across where those people are, and then I'll cut across the footpath. It'll mean a bit of a rise. It'll be worth doing, won't it? As I said, there's many different paths you can take. So, and this doesn't really give you the kind of full aspect of the White Cliffs of Dover because you're kind of doing a country walk. So I want to get over there. So let's do it. So we cut through here. This is what the footpaths used to look like before they did the gravel sections over there for the people. Oh yeah, this is a brisk walk. Look at that. So you cover a lot of ground very quickly. Just come from up there. Always so much to see. There's always something going on, whether it's people, whether it's nature. You see the rabbits and the bees. Bees? Well, they are in summer. I was going to say boats. It's quite magical actually. It's very quiet for a New Year's Day. People aren't travelling, are they, on a New Year's Day? Now I think I'm coming to where the zigzag path is, and there are a lot of these kind of meandering paths, as you can see on the hill there, kind of a Y-shaped thing going on. Look, concrete, probably a gun battery from World War II. I'm following the path here. There's the zigzag path. Let's go and have a look. It's like an adventure. And what you do get is, during World War II, this would have been off limits to the public because of spies, right? So they'd have had all the gun emplacements, and the military, especially Fan Bay, because Fan Bay they discovered was the location where all the military who were, you know, manning the guns. Got to go down here. Ooh. All the military who were manning the guns stayed at Fan Bay, so it's a series of tunnels, but we'll talk about that when we get there. But this would have been out of bounds to the public. But there's a zigzag path just here, which goes down to the beach. No, I'm not going to try that. You can go down many different routes and end up falling on your coccyx. We don't want to do that, do we? Concrete steps, you see. So there's the footpath. What does it say on the sign? Langdon Stairs and Bay. No lifeguard service. Tunnel is unlit. Permissive path. A permissive path? What is that? Do they allow you to use it? Let's see if we can stand by the railings here. So you can see some folk coming up. And it literally is where that kid is down there. You go down like the Alps. Then down, then down, then down. And eventually you'll get to the bottom. And it's usually about here that you can see the shipwreck, which is just about somewhere here, the SS Falcon. Okay, I've got to get back up and we're going to go up there. I'm so guilty of just turning the camera on when I've walked up a hill and I'm out of breath. But with some trepidation, I'm walking close to the edge. Have a look at that. That is Crab Bay. It's a nice outcrop of cliff there. We've had some foliage luck. Astonishing. Looks like there's some abseiling been going on, or there's some cables. Interesting. Look at the different archaeological tiers on the cliff face there, telling us all about the eons of time that have passed. Fascinating. So I've come off the main footpath, which is just up there, because if you feel brave and you're not concerned that the cliff's just going to drop any minute now, I think you'd hear it, wouldn't you? Then you can walk just along the edge here. Look at that strange hole there. Bizarre. So yeah, this is Crab Bay. Still looks a bit cloudy out there. It was supposed to rain today. Look at this, it's all broken away. Can you see that? So in time, this section of cliff is going to fall, isn't it? Capture it now for posterity. Oh, look at that, it's all broken away. I'm not going to stand on the edge, but I can reach the GoPro over.
How are you?
Hi. Onwards. So just as we leave Crab Bay and approach Langdon Bay, we get sight of South Foreland Lighthouse. Now Langdon Bay is just across past the gate there, but I've always been fascinated by this section of the cliff because it's completely eroded. You can see, as far as you can see there, following the line here, there's even a footpath, so people have walked down there. What are the chances that this whole section is going to disappear? I did a photography video here about 3 years ago, and I stated that for posterity I was going to record and take pictures of it. Don't know if I've still got the pictures. If I have, I'll show you here. But it's still here after 3 years. It hasn't eroded yet, but there is erosion. Look at that. That's great. I always have a camera with me. Guess what? I don't have one today. So I just thought I would do some footage. So just through this gate, you've got the sound mirrors. This is Langdon Bay. And let me tell you about the ship that wrecked here in Langdon Bay. So just off the area here of Langdon Bay, another ship can be seen at low tide. I've never seen it. It was the Prowsen, I'm probably butchering that, but it was the largest 5-masted ship ever built, and it wrecked here on the 7th of November 1910. And it collided with the RMS Brighton off Newhaven, which is down the way from between Eastbourne and Brighton. And it lost its mooring and then drifted all the way up the English Channel until it got to here. I've never seen the wreck of it, but apparently low tide, and you don't often get low tide here. You can see it. Prowsen, 5-masted sailing ship, 1910. So that was kind of the end of the era for sailing ships. Now just to my left here are the sound mirrors. Do I go down there and show you? The thing is, Fan Bay Shelter is just up there, so let's do the Fan Bay Shelter and then we'll walk down there. The trouble is I've got to then walk up the top. I don't feel like doing that, but we'll have a look. Let's go to Fan Bay Shelter. Directly below are the sound mirrors. Now these were discovered 2015, so 9 years ago. Nobody knew they were there. Astonishing. I'll overlay some pictures so that you can actually get a view of what they look like from front on. So the sound mirror is obviously from the 20s and 30s to detect the audible sound of aircraft as they approach. Soon outlived as soon as radar was introduced. But here's the Fan Bay Shelter, so I think you can go in here for tours. I'm going to walk up here and have a look. All closed off. Fan Bay Shelter, deep shelter, authorised personnel only. So you can do a tour here. You can book it at the visitor centre and you get a tour guide and you go down the steps and disappear in there, but it's all closed off. Can I go up here and see if we can get an angle of it from the top? Of course you're not going to see much, are you, because it's a hidden shelter from the eyes of German aircraft, and that's all you'll see. Fan Bay Deep Shelter. I'll have to do that one time, just to disappear under the tunnels, see what they're like. Right, can you see South Foreland Lighthouse in the distance? That's my ultimate goal, so let's get going. So after a grueling walk of, what would it be, 3 kilometres? What is that, 2 miles? You see this, the South Foreland Lighthouse, and it's kind of like a welcoming sign, not only for sailors, because obviously the ships and stuff, but what it means is you've reached the end of your walk. Fabulous. That is South Foreland Lighthouse, and it's twinned with North Foreland Lighthouse. I'll put a picture of it here. They're kind of identical in looks, but between South Foreland and North Foreland are the Goodwin Sands. So when it's really low tide, ships can get beached on the sands. I think there's photographs from like the 20s or the 30s. People went out in boats and played cricket on the Goodwin Sands because the tide drops so much that, you know, you can land a boat, get on the sands for a couple of hours, but if you get stranded there, well, you better watch out. You better take care. So just along the footpath at the end there, you can see the original South Foreland Lighthouse, or it's just called Foreland Lighthouse. That's now sitting on private land, so you can't go in and visit it, unfortunately. I'm not sure if the South Foreland Lighthouse is actually open today. I have been up there in the past. It's a question of, do I walk down there just to show you the original Foreland Lighthouse? There's also a shelter, what do you call it, pillbox, command post. You can see it behind these people. See my video on pillboxes. I should put a link up here. Is it up here? I think it's to my left or to my right. I can never remember when I'm kind of doubling it. But we get up to the South Foreland Lighthouse, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. If we can get in, that would be great. So that, people, was our start. My car's parked right there. And we walked down, up along the path, dropped through Langdon Hole. There's the zigzag path that I was talking about. That's where you can see the SS Falcon. Then you come along to Crab Bay. Then you come along to Fan Bay, and that's where the Prowsen was wrecked. You've got the Fan Bay Deep Shelter and the Sound Mirrors, and we've walked along here. And it's closed. But it is New Year's Day, isn't it? Let's go around to get a view at the front. How dare they close it? Did they not know I was coming to do some filming? I'm going to be cheeky, stand on this bit of wall here so that I can give you a view of the lighthouse. Oh, high up. So this lighthouse is actually quite famous, because it has two scientific firsts. Michael Faraday introduced the electricity and the light, so it became the first lighthouse to be powered by electricity. I wonder if North Foreland Lighthouse was the second, because they are twinned. Also, and I'm going to butcher his name here, it's written on the screen, is it Guglielmo Marconi? We know Marconi, right? Telegraph, all of that kind of stuff. Oh dear. He first transmitted wave signals, infrared waves, telegraph, but wireless, that's the word I was looking for. The very first wireless signal sent from ship to shore, or was it shore to ship, transmitted out to the channel, to a boat or a ship, and received basic communication between the two of them. So that was a first. All happened here at South Foreland Lighthouse. Got some cannons defending it. It's a nice place to come in the summer here. I think it was May 2014. And I was here with the kids, grandkids and my son, having a bit of a snack. And it was probably the bank holiday. The following weekend I was in hospital having had a heart attack. So it's precious. You have to take every moment and make it precious. And I still live the memories. Turned out that it wasn't a heart attack. I spent a week in hospital and they did the angiogram, found no blockage or anything, and basically said, oh, you probably had an angina attack. Take this medication for the rest of your life and you'll be fine. Okay, so I have walked 3 kilometres. I'm going to say 3 because I was zigzagging. And I've got 3 kilometres to go back and the clouds are looming. So what I thought I would do is set the GoPro onto time-lapse. I've never done it. I don't know how it works. But I thought, without me yabbering on, I'm just going to film me walking back, but it'd be time-lapse. And it might end up only being 3 minutes of footage, which I can put to music, so that'll be fine. And then we'll get back to the visitor centre and have a well-earned cup of coffee, I think. Whoa, wind's getting up. They did say we were going to get rain. So here's the footage. If it doesn't work, then we transition straight to the coffee shop. I did a click just in case it doesn't work, but here's the footage anyway. Well, I think that was quite a success. I think it actually worked. Oh, there's no audio recorded with a time lapse, but I can overlay some music, can't I? camera tells me it's roughly 3 minutes 20 seconds worth of time lapse. I won't really know till I've done the post-processing, but music, and here we go. Whoop, whoop. My car's still there. I always wonder when you leave it left in a car park. Right, let's go in. I've not actually eaten since breakfast. Had a bit of toast. So the question is, will there be enough room for... There's a nice big queue. Well, I'm defeated. It was a long walk, it was a lot of fun, but as you can see, the queue is horrendous. There's no seating other than outside. So I think we'll call it quits there. I'll head back to the car and get home and do some editing. So thank you very much for watching, coming along on my Dover walk. Very invigorating, actually. I think it's something I'll have to do again in the future. Not just the coast, but maybe taking more England's coastal path routes, that kind of thing. Thank you. I just want to get out, you know. People. So yeah, that's the White Cliffs of Dover, Langdon Cliff, from the visitor centre here all the way to the Foreland Lighthouse and back again. Sometimes you come back again, don't you? Thanks for watching, bearing with. I will see you in another video. And please excuse the couple that have gone out prior to this one. I was cleaning them up off my other channel, so they're a bit plastic, you know. Oh, hello, I'm in Scotland. That was before I realised it. You can just talk to camera as if you're talking to your best friend. Thanks for coming along. See you in another video.